I love smoking cigarettes. I love rolling my own cigarettes. I love the smell. I love the smoke you blow out. I love holding it, having to ash it. I love smoking when I feel stressed. I love smoking when I feel great. I love smoking alone or in a good conversation. I love the first cigarette in the morning with your coffee and the last one at night in the dark. I quit smoking cigarettes a month and a half ago. The first 3 days were really bad. The craving was not even that strong most of the time, but I truly felt like shit. I recognized the feeling as depression. Life just seemed grey. There was no pleasure to be found anywhere, no joy. It made me realize how much artificial happiness cigarettes provided me with. I felt dizzy, but not to the point of feeling sick to my stomach. I would describe it as a really strong mental and visual haze, like a constant hangover, but a bit worse. I just stayed in my room most of the time and consumed content. I just used it as a crutch to get through those first days. And on the morning of the fourth, the depression and dizziness were completely gone. I felt happy for the first time during that period. The kind of happiness that comes from pain stopping. I also felt the relief that my life would not be like that forever. That would have sucked majorly. And for a moment there, you start to believe that's the case because it is just constant. And just a few days, it's all that is needed for you to think, yeah, this is my life going forward. I had to take 2 weeks off from work because I had too many vacation days accumulated from last year, and I just decided I'm gonna quit smoking in that period. I figured that if there was going to be no stress from work, my odds of actually sticking with it would increase a lot. Which, from my understanding of addiction, is true. Relapse, relapse uh, often comes from uh, stress. And yeah, my plan paid off. After the third day, going forward, all my days felt pretty similar in terms of the overall cravings. Some nights I do dream of smoking and I wake up and I feel like shit. And it, interestingly enough, I don't feel good after I realize it was just a dream. I actually want to smoke more badly and throughout the whole day. The days that I dream of smoking are the nights that I dream of smoking. The day after is usually one of the harder ones to not smoke. Smoking next to someone actually somehow makes me a bit happy. Like I'm vicariously living through them. I still love the smell of smoke, even though I know most people think it's awful. And sometimes I thought it was awful as well. Going back to work was pretty hard without cigarettes. I was used to having a smoke break every not even an hour, and smoking when I was feeling frustrated or stressed, which was and is pretty common with in my position. And the first few days felt like an eternity, but eventually my brain did something that I didn't think it was possible before quitting smoking. I just got used to living without cigarettes. Before quitting, I could not imagine my life without them. And this is not hyperbole. Um, they were such a huge part of my everyday life. I woke up, smoked a few cigarettes with my coffee, which felt the best. Um, Smoked every work break, smoked after every meal, finish something hard, smoke, finish a workout, of course you gotta smoke, talk to a friend, let's go out for a smoke. It's what we still say, but used to say as well, and so on and so forth. But now I'm just living the life without cigarettes, and it's okay. I think it's still a shittier life overall because my brain is flooded with less dopamine, which just mathematically makes it feel a bit shittier. And I'm definitely not completely out of dangerous waters. There was one time, I think a few weeks ago, I was driving back home with my window open, and the driver in front of me was smoking a cigarette. And the smoke from his cigarette got into my car, and it felt good. It felt so good. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. But obviously, I still want to smoke. But I think that's okay. So why did I stop? I'm gonna be completely honest, and I don't really have, I think, a great answer. I felt as though there was a battle going on inside me. One side of me knew I had to quit smoking, and another just wanted to get the dopamine hits still. And it felt like it did not align with what I need and want to do in my life. And that's it. There's no grand motivation, no walking down my little girl to the aisle or some shit. I just, it's just that, and it was enough to make me quit for a day, and it's been enough to make me stay off of them for a month and a half. And yeah, I wonder if I'll crave cigarettes to a certain level my whole life. I think it's just gonna get easier and easier, and who knows? I also feel like I will smoke in the future. That was not gonna be my last smoke. Currently, I set a target for a year, but we'll see how it goes. If after a year I still feel like I'm not completely in control and that I could not smoke, let's say, one cigarette a year, that I won't smoke, which might be the case, as it is for most people, but we'll live and see. I'm just taking it one day at a time. I realize I'm not sober, I'm just abstaining from cigarettes. And yeah, I think there's no real point in telling people to stop. People already know it's really bad for you. And I think there might be a point in me telling people that I did stop and that it is hard, that I still love them, that I empathize, and regardless, I'm not smoking yet. Yep. Um, that's it. Have a wonderful day, my dudes.